Hello everybody, it's me again. This particular day I want to tell you about was a day that my dad and my uncle decided that I was old enough to go to my first chicken fight. Yeah, I've been to those, believe it or not, and not too proud of it, but this is the kind of things they did. Anyway, they decided this particular day that I was old enough they was going to take me to a chicken fight. Well, we rode forever back into the backwoods because that's kind of illegal. They don't hold those out in public auctions places and what have you, but auditoriums and what have you. But anyway, make a long story short, my illustrious father and uncle decided that it was time for me to go to my first chicken fight. We got there, and guys were cussing and drinking and what have you, just like guys always do. Probably about 40 or 50 guys gathered around out there, and you've never seen the likes of doggone SUVs, not SUV, what do you call them, monster trucks, I guess you'd call them. Oh Lord, pickup trucks with tires like tractors and what have you. Anyway, I was about 12, I think, 13 years old, and in my opinion, a little young to be going to such a thing. But anyway, they decided that it was my day to go, and I guess this was my initiation day. So when we got there, like I said, everybody was cussing and yelling and screaming. They had already had 2 fights. And what they do in a chicken fight is kind of gruesome. So they take these little things they call gaffs, and they put them on the chicken's feet so that they are sitting in a spot where they can, right where the rooster spurs used to be, that they've sawed them off. Yeah, they sawed the spur off, and they replaced it with a little piece of steel that's sharp as a razor with a keen point on it, about 2 to 3 inches long, so that when he goes to hit another rooster, he'll stick him with those things. Pretty gruesome thing, guys, and I really didn't enjoy that day at all. But this particular day was kind of funny because what happened was this turkey, wild turkey, kept flying in to the ring where they were fighting their birds. And well, every time it was really funny. Every time they would get out there, they would get their birds, and you got to handle these chickens with care, or you'll get cut yourself. So they holding their feet and everything. They're getting them ready, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. They raise their tail feathers up and blow up their butt and stuff. And I'm like, you blow smoke up everybody's butt, don't you? Well, anyway, these bunch of horse traders and chicken fighters and what have you decided they was going to have this chicken fight regardless of what went on. And this turkey kept swooping in, and I didn't know that wild turkeys could fly like that, but this one flew like a buzzard. And he would swoop in every once in a while, and he would just come right over the top of these guys. And it was just weird to see a turkey doing like this. I mean, you never think that a turkey would get that close to people, but for whatever the reason, this turkey was trying to save these chickens. It was so hilarious. I told my daddy, I said, you see there what these guys have done? I said, they done made every bird in the country mad. I said, the least one you'd expect is trying to defend these poor chickens. But then, I swear to you, this turkey kept flying in there, and they put the chickens down on the ground, and these roosters would start to fight. And a few minutes later, here would come this turkey swooping in. Whoosh! It would just swoop in, and it would just disturb the whole thing. And they'd get all mad and frustrated, and they'd pick their chickens back up. And about 15, 20 minutes later, the turkey came swooping back through again, and somebody hit at it with a hat because it came in low enough. One of them old big cowboy hats. They hit at it, and when they did, they managed to get it all balanced, and these guys literally got this poor turkey, and they took this bird. They didn't kill it. They took this bird, and they put it out there with a turkey, with a chicken they called Pedro. Pedro was a prize-winning cock. he had won chicken fights all over the southeast, and this particular day, Pedro was a big gamecock rooster. He was about 2.5 feet off the ground to the top of his head, and he was a big bird, and he could fly his own self. So him and this buzzard, this turkey, got into this. They put the turkey out there. They had plucked his feathers out of his wings, and they was going to let the turkey fight the chicken. Well, they couldn't find some gaffs that would fit the turkey's leg, because his legs was much bigger than the chicken's. So they wire worked some together with some baling wire so that the turkey could have gaffs too. Well, these idiots put these sharp razors on this flying turkey, and they didn't pull out enough feathers, by the way. One genius figured if he pulled out the last feathers on the tip of the bird, he couldn't fly no more. Well, unfortunately, that's not always true. If you clip the bird's wings, you've got to clip them far enough or pull enough feathers out so that they can't get altitude or what have you. Well, the handler that was handling the turkey decided he was going to set him down on the ground and let him strut for a minute, and that turkey took off flying with them razors on his feet. And Daddy and my uncle grabbed me and they ran to the car. We got in the car and sat there, and these guys were out there fighting with this turkey. He was cutting people. And Daddy said, you know what? He said, I ain't too sure who's going to win this fight. I said, you know what? I said, I'm betting on a turkey.